Hey, buddy, why don't you and me
Greetings
have
to
a
the
little
crypto
talk
community.
about the like button down here? I hit it. I think you should hit it too. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Welcome to the family.
You've been mining in the shadows, chasing digital gold. Hodling every coin you claim, your secrets untold. Whispers on the chain ignite, you're pulling me slow. Crypto's in your eyes tonight, I'm caught in the glow. Wallets locked, your keys are T's, a game I can't unwind. FOMO's creeping through my veins, you're messing with my mind. I'm not your trader, not your pawn, I see through the haze. You're dancing in my dreams, babe, with your blockchain ways. You just want my transaction, yeah. You just want my stacks to send, oh. Playing games with central plans, I'm slipping deeper in your hands. You just want transaction, you just want transaction, baby. Not my keys, not my crypto lately. Pulling me with moves so shady. You just want transaction, you just want transaction, baby. Charts are spinning, I'm persuaded. Lost in code, intoxicated. NFTs light up the dark, your apes are on display. Gas fees pull me under, but I'm swaying anyway. Babe, we're going to the moon, your voice cuts through the night. Exit scams are calling soft, I'm trapped in your sight. Notes align, your words seducible, running your tone. Promises of wealth unwind, I'm never alone. I'm not your mark, not your prey, but I'm falling too fast. Crypto's got me locked in deep, this high's gonna last. You just want my transaction, yeah. You just want my stacks to send, oh. Playing games with central plans, I'm slipping deeper in your hands. You just want transaction, you just want transaction, baby. Not my keys, not my crypto lately. Pulling me with moves so shady. You just want transaction, you just want transaction, baby. Charts are spinning, I'm persuaded. Lost in code, intoxicated. Chains are humming, coins are running. Call me yours, but I'm not breaking. Cold wallets mine, no chance you're taking. You're my rhythm, You just want transaction, you just want transaction, baby. Not my keys, not my crypto lately. Pulling me with moves so shady. You just want transaction, you just want transaction, baby. Charts are spinning, I'm persuaded. Lost in code, intoxicated. Just want transaction. Sign my hash, I'm still resistant. Well in the waves, I'm drifting. Crypto's my sweet addiction. Well, I've got to trade tonight. Ooh, yeah. Asia's moon is burning bright. Hey, one more dip across the sea. Crypto's pull won't let me be. Yeah, I'm a midnight trader.
Hello, check, 1, 2. You get it? Check. Get it? Did you get it? Did you get it? Did you get it? Check. How about now? That good? Okay. This one's good. What about the buttons? You check out the buttons. That button works. You good? Oh shoot. All right, I think we're good. You'll go call him in. Oh Jesus, John, you screw up everything again.
Hodling every coin you claim, your secrets untold.
Oh, I don't think the time is right. I think they're ready to start. We probably need to. Okay.
Crypto's in your eyes tonight. I'm caught in the glow.
What's up, Sean? What are you up to, buddy?
Oh, not much. Just hanging out, looking for buttons.
Okay. Ready to go. You didn't leave the mics on again or anything, did you?
I will never do that. Never, never.
You just want my stacks to send. Playing games with central plans. I'm slipping deeper in your hands.
Ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourself for the turkey.
You just want transaction, baby.
The turkey cometh.
Not my keys, not my crypto lately.
That was a cue.
With moves so shady.
Gosh darn it, Sean, hit the freaking button, please.
For those of you out there that have been hitting that like button,
Where's the smoke and mirrors?
Thank you very much.
Breathe it in, everybody. Do you smell that opium? Welcome to Late Night Crypto with Road Dog. So happy to have you here tonight. You guys are running up my chat rate. Look at that, 114. That's so awesome. I don't know. I don't know how that works, but okay. Looky here on Bitcoin. I'm on the 6-minute time frame, just watching Bitcoin. Just hold on this area. We bounced back up. If you haven't noticed, even came up and made a little higher high than the last little guy. Didn't take this guy out though. That kind of sucked. But interesting take there. Let's zoom out just a minute on Bitcoin if you don't mind. We'll try to spend how much time we're 7 minutes into the show. Okay, we're going to try to keep all this quick. All right, so here we are, Bitcoin on the daily. Got my fibs pulled, all this good golly gee nonsense here. Did we pull? We're rearranging things here. We got a new 618 over there. This is for this one. Okay, so here on the daily, we are still below that 9 moving average, and we're just trying to recover this little white line, that little gray one right here. That's a 5, tawny. Trying to make some recoveries in there. It looks like we looked at the thought that they might kind of pump us up on a toward the weekend or something. They was dumping us like crap yesterday and then started turning it around, and then they can get us enticed on the weekend. Hey man, this might be the last weekend you can buy Bitcoin or altcoins at this price because we're going to rocket them to the moon. And I mean, I hope that's coming. But what usually comes every weekend is some kind of little game that they're playing with us. They'll start us out on the weekend one direction, and by the other end of the weekend we're commonly in the other direction, or at least by Monday or Tuesday there's like a little trap thing. Now I feel that they are really trying to trap people during the middle of the week, and I find that freaking fascinating, man. Well, not so much the middle, and usually Thursdays. I find that they've been trying to trap people on Thursdays lately. Sunday night used to be the night to try to trap everybody, right? Well, I guess it still is. Thursday and Sundays, you got to watch out for those days. Those are the doozies. So here we are losing a little bit of our downward momentum, but it's still there. Don't fade it. That downward momentum is still relevant at the moment. What I was trying to point out here on the daily, and really the only thing that I'm trying to point out here on the daily chart is you can't see it because these dang fibs. What about over here? A little bit better over here. This little blue line that's starting to come up here, that's our 50 moving average. Now, we talked about this before, but that's good that we got a bounce there, and it seems like we've had, two candles that came close to it, not quite touching it. Doesn't have to, but that's a good area. If we're on a strong trend and we want it to continue, that's pretty much our last hope, is that we respect the 50 moving average, especially on the bigger time frame like the daily. So we got a chance for this big old trend to continue. That this was just a little correction, maybe a little ABC going on. Elliot, do you think it's an ABC correction? Oh crap. Yeah, but he interpreted it. This is not what you looked at. Why are you always switching things up, Elliot?
Elliot says, well, we can go here, we can go here, we can come down here, we can come down here, and then we can bounce up here. We can. Elliot's got lots of options that could happen there. In other words, he doesn't know. None of us do. But let's see if we can narrow it down to a little bit more of an educated guess than giving you every possibility on the spectrum. My personal opinion is that we're coming back up to retest. So, I don't know if we're out of the woods. I mean, here on the bigger time frames, that's something there. When the 9 crosses that 21 after the big run up, what did that look like in the past on the daily? What happens when the 9 actually crosses the 21 after a run up? Well, kind of a little chop city, a little down and ugly, right? This was back in January this year. Let's back up a little bit more. What happens on this run when 9 crossed the 21? I mean, it is pretty much over, right? When that happens, most of the move is pretty much over, but not necessarily the whole big ass move, you know, not necessarily. But we started getting to some chop here. We lost the 50 moving average here on the daily, and then we really went into it. Okay, when we chopped around and we start respecting it, that's when some goodness starts happening. So we hope that maybe we're catching something like this. And actually, you know, I don't think I mentioned this, but looking at the charts, this point in time, crazily, it reminds me of here. The price structure and most things, it does. It reminds me of that. And I kind of want to take a little bars pattern here, and that's not the bars pattern. Kind of want to take the little bars pattern here and just kind of take one of these little guys, and if you don't mind, we had a much bigger move from that little guy, didn't we? That's not what I'm looking for. Oh, right, we got you here. That's what I'm looking at. That, I think that this was the idea I believe I was looking for. You're a little skewed. Okay. Ooh. I hope we don't end up doing anything like that at all. These are just we're just playing around, looking at some ideas what could be going on. With the main thing, you can see clearly we lost our big trend line there, but we are respecting the 50. That's what I was saying. What I'd like to do really quickly, if you don't mind, is come back to right here. Here's an example of what I'm thinking, or what we're looking at. This was 2020 when things started going kind of crazy. When Bitcoin started going up and then did the same thing, right? 9 lost to 21, kind of put us in the pickle with like, oh man, it's over. And they were calling for $3,000 Bitcoin back here too. All right, we're going back to 9,000. And some of them calling for 3,000 the whole way up. Anyway, we came down and we bounced out the 50, and then we continued on up. So this is the kind of thing that I'm kind of keeping my eye out for here. Okay. And so far, that seems to be what we did. The 50 moving average over here, 100,000, believes it or not. Let me come over to the chat and see what you guys are doing while I come over here to the 4 hour. This is where it's starting to get kind of interesting. Now, personally, I mean, I'm keeping my eye on her. We've done a few things that could be interpreted as quite bullish, but I'm looking for the possibility that we might run up here, maybe 106, something like that. I don't know if we will make up to 107. That's been a place I've been trying to call for a while, but she's got within $100 of it. But I think there's a chance that we might roll over here. We can see that. But if we do get above it, and the bigger momentum does carry on, meaning that we respect this 200 moving average. We lost the 200 moving average on the 4 hour. Okay, so one easy way to look at this market is if we're below that 4-hour 200 moving average, then we're kind of bearish. If we're above it, then that's bullish. We can kind of make that our little line in the sand as to how we feel. And right now, it is dangerously flirting with the bird, I think, of getting rejected. But let's just see what happens here. On the 4-hour. Are they going to dump us this weekend? I thought they might pump us up this weekend because altcoins can't handle another Bitcoin dump, I don't believe. Altcoins need some help. Now, Bitcoin just get off its lazy butt and start doing something. So it's having rise in price with some fall in volume there. That's another red flag. Ichimoku Cloud's a little bit of a red flag. Moving averages bearishly trying to cross over that 200 on the 4-hour is a little bit of a red flag. But the fact that we came back up to test the 200 again with all this negative momentum going on, I can't help but feel that's a little bullish. I want to give it a chance here, see what happens. At least this is a point to maybe de-risk if you're feeling bearish overall. But like we saw in the daily, bouncing off the 50 is usually the start of something kind of juicy. So they got us in a very interesting situation again. Like I'd say this would be the place where you could get too greedy, and if the market does go south, then you can kind of screw yourself up a little bit. But I think if you take things in moderation, it might be the ticket. Trading is going to be kind of iffy here until we figure out if we're really bullish or bearish. Seeing how that 9 moving average just has not really followed price that strongly yet, I'm leaning a little bearish right now, to be honest with you, on Bitcoin. I actually thought that we might have a chance, and maybe they would try to do something crazy and trying to go for a short squeeze or something, maybe Sunday or something. Maybe they still will, I don't know, but right now she's looking a little peaked, if you will. Let me come over and say hello to everybody tonight. 16 people hanging out with me. We in 15 minutes. We're almost ready to go over. Total 3s and start getting us the juicy altcoins. We got Bullish on the parade. How's it going? How's it going, Bullish man? First tonight, I see Strega. Shout out to you guys. Ave. Chris Klein. Let me scroll down here. We got Soul, who was 4th. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Oh, did I miss it? Did I miss it? It was up there. Somehow I got booted off the top of the scroll screen. I don't know what happened. Go back through all these ones. Did I lose it all? What happened? I feel like I lost a lot of, I don't know. I went back up to the top. I don't have what happened at the beginning of the chat now. Okay. Wow, I saw something. I was trying to go back up to it. AD says, I see Trade Intuitions up in here, man. What's up? What a king that guy is. Joe's a great guy. Joe's a good dude. Sir James, how's it going? Joe is another YouTuber, in case you guys don't know. He streams every day, has videos coming out, music coming out also. Go give him a nice like and subscribe on some of that stuff over there. Watch and learn from him because he's giving you alpha every day. Mindset on how to look at the market. You definitely can get a strong foundation with Joe. I'm telling you, I wouldn't be saying it otherwise. You need a good strong foundation, and Joe's the best one I see to give you that good strong foundation. And once you get a good strong foundation, then you build on top of it to whatever, you know, you're at the a la carte, if you will. You're over at the Olive Garden salad bar. Do they have one? Is that still a thing? I think around here, what was it? Oh, I can't even remember. You're just picking and choosing whatever works for you, but you still got those solid foundational skills that are there, that everything is built upon, and Joe's really good about getting those points across. I forgot where I was. I was over in the chat. Fanny Pack Keys. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you for hanging out with me, everybody. Boards PC guy. Who doesn't love a little chop suey? We got some chop going on, that's for sure. Meet Damien. How's it going, Meet Damien? Glad to have you here. Another YouTuber, I believe, right? Thank you so much for hanging out. Oh, you're welcome, Joe. Give credit where credit's due, my man. That's funny. We ordered Olive Garden tonight. I kind of miss me some Olive Garden. I haven't had it in a while. All right, so quickly, I'm going to just come over here to our split screen. This will be pretty easy. This is the 4-hour chart. This is our, this is total 3, right? This was Thursday when we were all scared and it's like, I don't know, what's they're dying, why they died? And we did come back to test the little woolly booger, okay, the neckline. I'm going to keep saying this though. And I will every time that I get a chance to point out this pattern. I always make it a point to mention, you break out of this, guys, you can almost count for a retest. Not every time. It's a good rule of thumb though. So when you're getting high on the hog up here, chasing flags to the upside, just waiting, it's going to go. This is a higher low. We're going to go. Yeah, baby. You got to remember, man, this one has got a strong pull to bring you back to retest for some reason. They have a high probability of coming back to retest the neckline area or the breakout area. They just do. And this one looks scary, like it was going to just fail completely until it decided, oh, print a green candle there. And so I think this is the start of something really nice for altcoins. Maybe we should look at this little guy on the bigger thing. Now, is it altcoin season? I dare not say that, but I think we can start seeing a little bit more goodness come out of altcoins. Here he is. You see him, a little inverted woolly booger guy there with the big little, is that a tinfoil hat? Looks like it's got a little antenna on it. I don't know. That's you, Sean. Invert that chart. I don't know. Something about that reminds me a lot of Sean. I don't know why. I don't know why I think that. Sean, not that you need to be on my mind or anything like that whatsoever. But let me get audience. Can you help me to figure? Do you guys see a resemblance there? Or is it just me? Maybe it's just me. But I don't know. I see a little resemblance there of Sean. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not. I'm just saying it's like it's an artistic interpretation of Sean, if you will. You suck, road dog. You suck. I think I upset him a little bit. Anyway, let me flip this chart back the other way. There we go. Here's the way it goes. So we did a retest of the a conspiracy nut retest. But what I'm not so sure about is, now I hope we don't ever come back further and break that guy again, but it looks like we're trying to regain some areas. Now I'm really watching this area over here. It might just give us a higher high, and then we go up a little bit and then we give it back. We go up a little bit and we give it back. So we got these areas of resistance. And so my plan is, I mean, I know it's great, man, that we're bouncing off this area, and some people, it may or may not be a place to load up, but I definitely want to be taking some profits on the way up here, because I think she can shoot back down. We get ups or downs, and so far we just been on a lot more down than up. Hopefully that is changing now with this, but it's not written in stone. Okay, it looks like it's still going to be a bumpy ride, but maybe we're starting to form a little W kite pattern deal. But that all means we got to get above this area here. Now I think we got a good chance for that to start coming this weekend, and I'm hoping so as we start testing this little 9 moving average. I don't know if you can see that little guy, but here on total 3. We came back down and touched that little guy. The 5's over it. This is the 360 area of resistance, but I think we're trying to pop back up here a little bit, but I do think it'll be a bumpy ride. I do plan on taking some profits on the ways up here, and then building my bags on the little dropsies until I see some kind of sign different. But so far so good. It needed to hold, and it held, and we're above it. Things are good in our direction, as long as it continues. Yeah, when we can start getting paid a little bit here, and a lot getting paid. It's a lot better than any kind of form of drawdown or anything like that. Next time, I don't know if I'm so much going to do the position trade thing. I think I may be just more of a swinger. We can get the swinging vibes. I do some swing trades now, but they're mostly a management, a continual management of these longer term holds that I've got. And sometimes that ride is really sweet, and then sometimes it's scary as hell. I'll just tell you, it's gotten scary as hell a couple of times this cycle. All right, so altcoins look like they might be able to do something, and the other thing I wanted to just take a quick look at is Bitcoin dominance. Now, she also looks like she wants to do something, so this is what we don't want to see, though. We don't want to see this one continue higher. Now, hopefully, now this is a rising pattern here, and there seems to be a little bit of fall in volume. I don't know, we just got a new candle in, and actually the volume seems to rise with the price, and I don't like that. So we pretty much got about two options, in my personal opinion, about what can happen here. One of them is good for altcoins, one of them totally sucks for altcoins, and I mean overall. And that is, if it does, it should be a bearish pattern. This should break down. 60% chance, if you're following the rise and wedges, Thomas Bukowski, 60%, regardless of what you've heard otherwise, you know, the actual tested percentage, 60% chance that it breaks to the downside. But that little 40% chance that it has to go up here as she starts doing it, usually that can be strong. Whew, that can be hellacious strong move. That would be horrible for altcoins. And so far we're making higher highs and higher lows here. The only thing that is making me on the 4 hour think that maybe she might do our way a little bit. Maybe we might catch a break. Is this moving average? These two moving averages right here, a 200 crossing the 360. However, that 360 still got some momentum behind it up and to the right. So I still don't see the big drop in Bitcoin dominance coming just yet. I don't. Maybe we'll get a little one. Hopefully it will stop and not continue up. That's what we need it to do. Bitcoin dominance has been very, very bullish, and here's one sign, and this could be the sign that is the weekend might be getting ready to take off. Is that red dot here, and there's a little bitty tiny red dot up here, meaning some bearish divergence. But this all this green money flow in here. I mean, I'm sure she can leave just as quick, but I would have rather seen this be in the red or headed to the red rather than being headed up full of green. That makes me think that any kind of pullback is going to be kind of shallow. Not only does that make me think that, but these little moving averages down here in the cloud make me think that. I don't think we're going to get, but we'll get a little one, maybe half as much as we had here. So I recommend taking advantage of the altcoins while you have them, because it's still going to be a bumpy, shaky ride for those little boogers for a while, in my personal opinion. Just according to what we see on some of these other guys here. I mean, even look at others, and we'll zoom out on the daily over here. I mean, same situation. Now on the others chart, now notice total 3, we got our bounce. Others, we're still working on that, right? That's this orange line right here. We're actually below that neckline, depending on how you want to draw it. Let's see if I draw it down here. Oh, we barely did it. Okay, on the daily, I'm going from candle body to candle body, and we got candle bodies closing above it and 100 move. Okay, that's a little bit better than I hoped. And we're here. Let's go to the 4 hour. Okay, you're looking a little better. Looking a little better. And here on the 4 hour, we got some bullish divergence, I think, on RSI. Yeah. Okay, so that looks good to me. Here, 4 hour on others. Bullish divergence from the bottom that we hit a while back. Does kind of hint to the possibility that we should be trying to go for a higher high. And we got some obstacles to go through, some trend lines, which are kind of, that's lame. That's a lame ass trend line. It's been from a bigger time frame. I'm not as counting this. But maybe over this weekend we can see. I expect to see a push in altcoins. That's what I'm expecting, and I got my fingers crossed that that's what we see. And it may be shaky. They may kind of, make you kind of doubt it, and then surprise us with a little surprise push. But I think that's in order this weekend. I think we'll get a nice little push out of altcoins. We should be starting to see a little stuff happen right now. And here we go. Here we go. This is on the. Let's go to the daily over here with altcoins. See, we're up 2% on a Friday. Pretty good. So what I wouldn't want to do is chase. That will get you in trouble, in my personal opinion, if you chase. Because as you chase and start buying on the ways up, and then they decide to come up here and then come back down, this is where they get you. This is where, oh my God, oh my. So it's best. I mean, perhaps if you still see some good deals on something right now, you could take a little swing at them. We're above the 9-moving average here on total. What is this? Total market cap? Is this others on others? Others is the crypto. It's the crypto minus the top 10. The top 10 there. All right, ladies and gentlemen. That's pretty much my spiel for the market. I think we're going to have an interesting weekend. I do think it's pretty much the whales playing games and the market makers having fun. I guess Bitcoin liquidity heat map, we can come over. I've started referring to this a little bit more often, especially since it's free. And I like this one that lets me control the threshold. And wow, we're starting to get a little bit more stuff built up down here, ain't we? Ain't we? I do think that that this coming week we'll probably see them try to bring us back down here. I wouldn't doubt that might begin on Monday or Tuesday, where if I had to forecast it, if I had to speculate, if I had to
For those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I sincerely thank you.
If I had to speculate, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting out the voodoo predictor, if you will. If I had to speculate about what might be happening, is that we would run up here somewhere around 106.05 and then decide, hey man, there's a lot of stuff down at 100. Let's go back down there and have some fun. That's what that would be my idea here. We have got a lot more happening down there all of a sudden. Some people getting real cocky with the longs there. All we need is some billionaire or something just to come out and put a $54 million 40x long on something again. So immediately when we start cranking these things down a little bit, we're seeing some stuff above us right over here. Gosh darn, are you going to get to 107? Where are you at? Man, I honestly don't know if my 107 area, it's really around 107.4, is going to ever get hit. Keeps getting real close, but just not tapping it. I am taking a little bit of profits on some spot margin Bitcoin plays over here so that I can anticipate if should we get another drop down here next week, which I think it's a probability, it's a possibility. It's just something I'm looking at. That I can pick up and soak up a lot more Bitcoin here. And that's my take on the market. Let me come back over to you guys. Did I push that button or not, man? I didn't push the button. You didn't push the button? And snap! Oh, now we got the roasted turkey. Look, I'm roasted. I'm all golden brown and stuff. There we are. Got my color back. Yeah. Me, Damien, did a live stream earlier today and got trade rated by Joe and Company. He does that. That's cool too, though. He was trying to show me how to do that, and I think he gave me a video on it, and I never could find it again. how to, or I hadn't figured out how to do that to forward people to other places. Hey, there's Glittering Marshmallow and Haven. My Nyla and Yuki on Sol are rocketing. Did I ever push that button? Nyla and Yuki, huh? It's hard to ignore that 21 to 25 cross. Oh, 21 over 55 cross on the 1 hour. The crown's cross gotta be good for a bounce. I don't know what a crown cross is. Holy moly, I've been busier than cow's tail during fly season. Work, says Sicario. Working during the summer. Sicario says, yes, voodoo bayou hoodoo dog is back. He was, now he's a turkey again. With the twitch. We need a Ninja Turtle avatar, please. Ninja Turtle avatar. Let us take. I didn't see. Did it not show up? My little marker. I've been trying to put my little marker out forever. Okay, try it again. It says it did it. There it is. That's it. Boo! It says Sicario. We'll try to work him back in. Try to work him back in. It doesn't work well with the fun, with the silly parts though. The turkey works good with the silly parts, but I can see I don't want to be stereotyped as a turkey. I was trying to think if I ever went to a Bitcoin conference or something like that and tried to do, you know, how would I film from there? How would I do anything like that? Kind of weird, huh? Nobody would ever recognize me though. I would be incognito reporting on all the I would eavesdrop and report it back. All right, so let's start getting into some goodies. Hey, I'm gonna take a look at those coins you said, man. Nyla. Nixie's got it. Oh snap! Look at you. So Haven, I gotta know how are you finding out about these coins? Are you just like really in with the Solana system, checking it up on little stuff? I mean, I don't know. Because I never knew even the existence of this coin. I don't believe. She went up to a 2, man. Well, let me make sure I got you dialed in. I don't have you dialed in. She still went up to a 2. She may be able to push up to 0.0073, just right below that 7.4 area. That's kind of iffy. She's on a 2. Did you pull back to a 5 or something? I'm not seeing how that's happened right now. Let me try something else here. There's a 0.5 pullback. Okay. Would that still give me a 2? Well, let's try this out. I'm fibbing her out. I am fibbing her out to see if we can glean any more useful information here. I have to go with different numbers when I do it this way. Oh, the 618er. Actually, you know what? Since we're going to do it this method, we could make an argument we could use this one too, though. And that one looks like a flush out. What do you get? That would have been a 1-to-1. Okay. That is like we got a 1-to-1 move. And you think that's the 3? For real? Huh. Okay. So we're looking, basically, if that's going to be our third wave, we're looking for this guy to hit right here. I don't know for sure if she will. Let me go ahead and take this little guy off. So if we're doing the Elliott wave stuff, and this is going to be our wave 3, they can get up as high as this typically. That 1618, full 618 from the one-way pull. So 0.0073. Let's check back and see if that holds. I like the nice curving that's going on there. Now usually when I draw this on there, it curses whatever it is and it falls away, and I hope that doesn't happen this time. My apologies if it does, but that's a nice parabolic kind of a formation going there, which could take it even higher, just depending on this pullback. So pretty cool deal. So say you got it at 0.002. Yeah, that's up almost anywhere from 150 to 200% there. Let's see. Ave says Zeus and Jupiter. Jupiter has been hurting, hasn't it? Can you have a peek at O'Malley on ETH? It's Matt's Freaks Cat. O'Malley on ETH. That one sounds interesting. Haven says, oh, it's an AI agent? Haven says, Nyla is an AI agent. She created Yuki, her pet. I just look at all the coins I possibly can. I refuse to be outworked. Willing to we're all rich, of course. Jackson, can you please start OP? Yeah, I sure can. It's an AI agent, huh? All right, so... Well, let's find out a little bit about this one. Nyla, oh, this is not what I have on. Might not have a website. I would think that you would have a website. Oh, here we go. Here we go. What's this? What's this? There we go. I guess did you move things around? Here we go. So Nyla AI, peer-to-peer payment, social media transfers. I think we'll start seeing some growing out of that. Send crypto directly to anyone on X using just their username. Oh, that's interesting. No wallet address is needed. Seamless social payments. Okay, I can see that doing something. Getting competitors, I don't know. Will Grok do, or will they decide to do it on their own? Don't know. But store any tweet data in the Nyla AI database. Quote tweet. So obviously, I would expect to see X as a partner. AI-powered trading command. Execute trades directly on X with simple commands. Let Nyla handle your trading with intelligent position sighting and market analysis. Okay, now this is starting to get kind of interesting. Cross-chain and expanded Nyla AI beyond Solana and X. Multi-chain support, clustering, platform integration. Okay, now this is starting to get interesting. Welcome to projects. This is your projects dashboard where you can discover and support community-driven open source projects. Projects with enough interactions will be developed by the Nyla Labs team. Use the filters to view project by status, blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's see. And I'm guessing that these are... Let's just go to all projects. Can you build me a tool that can you I guess you ask it to do stuff. I don't know how this works. Okay. A board genius who builds tools to experiment with human can. Here's Yuki the cat, nice cat and little companion. Okay, well, let's go. What I was wanting to do is look more at the tokenomics, what we got over here. This has got what? The market cap is 5 million. For real? A 5 million market cap on, now I'm enticed. How many coins does this one have? It's got a total supply of basically 1 billion. Just right under, it's right behind my head. You can't see it. Did they move stuff around over here? Huh. This one looks interesting, even, man. I gotta say. Nyla. On Solana. Because I got some crap coins over there. I wouldn't mind transferring over to something that might do something. Oh, this is the 5 minute. Why are we on the 5 minute? So she's kind of high right now, and she may continue up and then go for a correction is what I'm looking for Nyla. Where would be a good place to buy her if she... She's also breaking out upward of this guy, if you can see. It kind of fits with the parabolic idea. So if we're trying to get into this one, it is still risky to, if you're buying high to sell higher. Why is this okay, or why is this possibly okay? And the excuse that I'm going to use for my DGen is that we're at a $5 million market cap for an AI agent type token that looks like it's pretty well put together and doing some stuff. This one could go to 50 million and 10x from here. I'm pretty cool with that. I don't give a crap right now. This is accumulation mode, in my personal opinion. If you're looking at just the chart, you're saying, oh dang, that's too high. I just want to wait till it comes back down to, you know, a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a penny, which it already is. It's pretty much, it's pretty much half a penny right now. Might it come back to a tenth of a penny? I don't know if it'll go that low, but still not bad. Not bad in the bigger picture of things, I don't think. Let's take a look at Yuki. I don't know what Yuki is, but oh, that's the cat, but I don't know what the, we don't have a chart on it. Let's go to deck screener. Yuki, I guess it's going to be this one right here. This one's got what? It's got pool was created 13 days ago, so this one's still new. And what have we got? Liquidity, no, market cap is 165,000. It's not a million. Haven, you've got some interesting early stuff going on here. She has already had a rise up with the hype to half of a penny. Gosh darn it. I don't know, you're looking on the 4 hours, but look, it's too high. I thought, no, this is, she's bouncing off the bottoms here, man. It is flirting anywhere beneath 0.00018. Should be a sweet ass spot to take a chance on this one. Something over here sucks. Maybe it's you, AI16Z. Maybe it's you, Neon EVM. Maybe it's you, Moo Moo the Bull. Something needs to happen here. I feel the Jonesies. I'm just going to write it down. I'll look at it later tonight. So this 4 hour, what are you looking like on the small? You're not getting ready to do anything right now, are you? Are you getting a little bit of a pull back at a green candle? A little bit of a pullback right now. Could you come down a little bit cheaper? Where could we get you at? I don't know if she'll make it back down here, but if she does, 0.00012. Where are we at? 0.00016. Doesn't sound like much, but it might be considered. That could be like a 20% pullback. So that's the thing. I mean, they're very tiny prices, and when they fluctuate, just going up or down, I mean, the what you put in can grow exponentially one way or the other, or shrink exponentially one way or the other. So $100 in, it drops by just a little bit. That's 30% gone. You got, oh, now it's just worth $70, but it go up just a little bit, enough to hit a target area. You look at it that aspect. So the lower you can get in, definitely the better, especially. But 60% gains to get up to 0.00025. It's been way higher than that. So I find these interesting. So hey, man, shout out to you, man. Let's go check out Zeus. Zeus, you trying to pop up here on the 4 hour? What are you doing, Zeus? You need to do something. We hadn't quite come all the way back down to I think it's its all-time lows here. She double tapped it back that time. Hoping we don't coming all the way back down there. That would suck. Lost that trend line no matter how you look at it. Any way that you wanted to stretch it to make it work for you, it lost it. It said no mas. No mas. These guys are, if we made a new low, which I'm pretty sure we did, those are irrelevant. We're possibly close to an area. I don't know if we hit it yet or not, to where we might be able to find some. Yes, remove them. Find a bounce. Might have to wait for a little bit more confirmation on this one just to make sure that we've hit a level. So I'm not getting an exact hit, so I'm a little skeptical of whether this is the bottom or not. It can be kind of tricky when they're coming back to test an actual, you know, zero bottom there. So preemptively, well, now here these, when I pull my fibs, it looks, I like how it's lining up there. So maybe we got something. Let's see. If so, then first target we want to look for is about 23 cents. And that's pretty much 38% gains from here to there. And it looks like 32 cents is going to be the spot that needs to be most seriously tested, I think. Right now in this market, pretty much the rule of the game is if we don't get past the 50 moving average, then we've been rolling over and going down to the basement. So that's basically all I'm doing right now is looking at everything, Bitcoin and everything, and seeing we get past this stage, it's hopeful. We get to the 236 or the 382 area, this little green area. Well, sometimes they start having some trouble there, and then sometimes they come back down here. They're in trouble coming down to the basement too. And even up and giving us hope up here, man. But they can still come down to the basement. It's pretty much only until we start getting, you know, above that area that we can, you know, roughly kind of think that maybe we can start holding something. Even if we start losing it afterward, if we got above it, you know, have a higher chance, and especially if we can hold it. What would be tray cool is if we kind of work our way up to the 786 or 886 area, then pull back to that and go. That would be tray cool. That would be like that would be pulling back to like the 382 and taking a high amount. So that's the kind of scenario that we want to see play out, fib wise or price action wise, or however you want to look at it. Let's take a look at Jupiter. Jupiter against, let's go here on KuCoin. Bullish divergence here on momentum wave between this bottom and the bottom we got now, even on the RSI, but it's weak, kind of weak divergence. There's a version of a trend line that kind of sticks. You might be able to argue some wiggle room on trend lines. It's starting to get to be a weak argument, but it is still an argument to make, and that's based on angle. Let me see if we got a corresponding. Make sure we got something. That's got. Well, you work over here. So it's these little things that make me think, we got a chance. Got a chance. But let me go ahead and dot those little guys and make it apparent that's not the main. We only got it. Well, technically we got 3 touches on this guy, which would make it a valid trend line. We got 1 touch, and then we got this touch, and it come back and it's touching it again now. Technically, we got a valid trend line, so I am going to actually keep that. I'm keeping that. We're going to keep that one. Let's hope we bounce there. If not, so that we're at what, 45 cents for Jupiter. Came down by a nice tiny little W pattern here on the 4-hour. Tiny one, and starting to make a bigger one. We retested that. These are just some of the things that you got to. I like to go over this so that when it comes up again, we're familiar with it. That's my reasoning. Some people go back and they go, look, if you, I don't know, but if you, it's good to go back and see what happens, especially as we talk about it and talk about it as possibilities for what could be coming over. But it made a double pattern, cleared an area, a W, if you will, with a neckline. Come back, retest that area for support. And you can look at it as however you want to look at it, any kind of squeezing thing. You can see triangles. You could see a whole channel if you wanted to, although that's not validated. Maybe you can get something over here. Still the same idea. There's a channel there, you just don't see it. All of it, in my personal opinion, by my theories. And we carry this line a little bit further over, and that would be support if we do lose this area. Then maybe 41 cents. Could still hold us, but we don't need it to. We don't need it to. We're going to take a Fibonacci from swing low to swing high and tell me where I need to buy. And we got the 618 coming just a little bit below this line. And it makes me think that we could set up for that little fake out swing failure pattern, if you will, bear trap idea concept, where maybe they just wick us down and oh man, and then anybody who was looking at this trend line idea or any other trend line idea, would see a break of structure and say, oh, it's time to short. Let's go hard on the short. We're going, it's dropping. You suck. And then of course they bounce off the 618 and it's not, gets back in the pattern, has a strong move and recovers back over here to say 52 cents. That's just what I'm saying. Might see something like that happen. Or we just might see it catch support here. We'll come down to the 15-minute and see what's really going on. So same story here whenever we pull our fib. You can see you get above 46 cents there, or you're in danger of rolling over and touching the 43 cent area. I think it's got a chance. Okay, so the scenario that we're talking about, wicking down here, I don't see it happening yet. Still can do some kind of price structure or do something. It can still happen at some point during this weekend, but right now it's looking like it's really respecting that trend line so far. So far we got a higher low, and as long as we make a higher high, then we're good. It's when we make a lower high that we got to start worrying about these guys may start coming into the picture. So that's where we can go from there on the smaller time frame. And there's definitely resistance over here. So this weekend for this little guy, for Jupiter, I mean, I don't, we would have to assume. I definitely see a retest at 52. Hopefully we do a little bit better. It'd be great if we can touch 70 cents again on a big wild ass. It would be great if Total 3 would just freaking go wild this weekend. And I'm starting to wonder if maybe they're going to try. I think they're at least coming back up to the retest. Well, I know we're going to test the red line, but this white line up here. And it'd be really cool if we get a strong move this weekend. This is 4-hour candles, and they just pump us up to get us all excited, get everybody chasing and chasing and chasing. Of course, then, they will take profits, and we need to when they are, or maybe just a little bit before, in my personal opinion. Nyla and Yuka, those looked interesting. Zeus and Jupiter look like they might be up to something. Let's check out O'Malley. I'm not familiar with this one. Let's see. We got on Uniswap. I don't know if this is against the dollar. It looks like this is against is this against Ethereum? If it is, it's gaining against Ethereum. Let's go look over here. I'm not getting anything. There we are. Took it a minute. Zoom out to the daily. So first daily red candle so far anyway. Tighten up that initial trend line there. Well, rising channel, which they can break down. If they break upward, it's bullish. O'Malley is got $1.4 million market cap. That's why Yuki looks appealing to me. It hasn't even hit 1 million yet. And liquidity is, or I'm sorry, we're looking for, this is Matt Furry's cat. This thing is 8 days old, so it's still in an accumulation zone. I'm still looking for all the, there we, no. How am I missing that? I'm just trying to see how many tokens we got. Market cap, I see, there we go. No, that's transactions. Am I blind? Am I just forgetting things too easy? Pooled. Well, if I can't find it here, I go somewhere else. And I can't find it nowhere else. Am I tripping, or is it on here and I just don't see it? I see market cap, I see price, liquidity, fully diluted market cap, so that makes me think all the tokens are available. I just don't see how many tokens there are. What's the volume on it? 916,000 volume. So new meme coin coming out, new shiny thing that probably gained a little bit of a following with the Matt Furry thing. Let's go to the website. O'Malley, Matt Furry's cat. Uniswap Dex Tools, there's the contract. A video about us. O'Malley is the beloved pet cat of Matt Furry, the creator of Peppy the Frog. Crypto, where pets get famous. Okay. So, you got that. And as far as what it might do, wow, we got to go through this. Oh, that's not it. That's something else. Well, doggies, or kitties, I guess we should say. Well, kitties.
We want to go with this little booger right here, I believe. Let's give him a shot. 0.00036. That's pretty much a double up from where we are now. If you want a Moonboy target, I'll give you one. All right, so for this little guy, and hopefully we'll come back to it and check and see how accurate this is. This is one we didn't want to do in that. What we're doing right now, this target's based, both of these targets are based on LA wave theory. Taking this as our initial possible one wave idea. And that gets us 0.00036 and 0.00076, which is a pretty nice little come up if we come down to the bottom of the channel, say about 0.000014, and that could be to get up here just to make a higher high, maybe 150, 160% gains. Get up here to the Moonboy target, and then you would be almost close to 5xing. This is on the 4-hour chart. Let me come down here to the 15-minute and see what you look like. Looks like you broke a trend line. Did you? And so you broke that. Faked it, bearish retested. That's one idea. You could say that you broke this one and bearishly retested it. So the possibility of coming down here, I mean, that looks like it could happen. It's really close to down here anyway, so it's not a bad place to try to build a little bit of a bag. You don't want to set some stop losses somewhere. The lower the better, the safer, in case they want to do something kind of weird. But new coin, probably not getting that very much attention right now. Let's check out OP. This is Optimism. Do we still have I guess we can go with Binance here. I'm gonna zoom out on this one. This one has got me, some of these altcoins have got me concerned. Now we are looking for altcoins to try to take a bounce, right? But we got some naughty signals going on some of the weekly time frames on these guys. And you got to acknowledge some of this stuff. So we got the red dot on the weekly. That shouldn't be ignored. That should be a red flag, a warning sign. Money flow is deep in the red. Now that could change. This VWAP thing is starting to trim down, and the stochastics are coming down on this indicator. So it's pointing towards some bearish tendencies. Now the MACD, she crossed bullish. You'd think that would count, right? She hasn't printed a lighter blue candle yet, so we want to keep our eyes out for that. This showing some weakness regardless. And we are really close to our 30% on the RSI. We just crossed our control line here on the weekly. Now that's to me that's the red flag there too. So the weekly is trying to say, man, this one might continue down just a little bit more, and that would still suck. Wow, you're at 63 cents, man. I mean, this one a year ago, I remember playing this and getting in at around these prices before. And it taken off and really, I guess it was back around here. And now we're here and below. Wow. Alrighty, so let's figure this little bad boy out. You're definitely on the correction here. So the first thing we want to look for is a full-on retrace of its low over here, and that's right around 37 cents. Wow, I didn't know this one. Some of them are hurting, man. That's what sucks. So this is a layer 2. Obviously, layer 2s are not getting very much love. But this was a narrative, and so this is one thing to one thing I highly, especially if this is your first cycle, maybe even if it's not your first cycle. One thing that you will experience as this cycle wraps up and ends is that you still got your head wrapped around on what the strongest coins are, altcoins. And you will have the temptations to buy them, when they look at a good price. And what you don't realize at that time, or what a lot of people won't realize, especially people new to this market, is how much further that they can still go down. Not only that, too, how irrelevant that technology can be 4 years when the next cycle comes back, right? There's a lot of projects that were hot that even I think back in 2022, 2020, early 2023, like DOT, for instance. I was collecting some DOT because, she went up. It went to $50 or $150. I can't remember, but it did good. It did pretty impressive. It had a narrative. And then she just slowly fell off, and oh my gosh. And still now, even where this bull market's almost over and DOT's still half of what it was, when I first started it, even DCA'd into it, somewhere around $6-7. So it looked like a good pick. It looked like planning ahead for the next cycle, but how quickly stuff changes in this week, you just can't. And I think this cycle has really proven that point more than anything. There's some old projects that are still sticking around and doing some things, but a lot of them are not. What we got to do here is find a possible bottom for you. And you are at one currently where you could catch, and I hope that you do. But it doesn't mean that it cannot go lower from here. This is one of the places that I do look for a reaction. But there are several places below. Let's come down to the daily. See what you're doing. Are you catching down here? That's a bullish flip there. Maybe that will help us a little bit here. So we might get a reaction here. So what I would recommend is that we take our Fibonacci, and now we outlie. We need to come up. We should come up and touch this guy. If we're going to do a local bottom, this might just be a local bottom, and what you might be doing is coming up to one of these guys and rolling over so you can come down lower. And so basically, just like I've said on some of the other coins earlier tonight, we need to get past this guy. Excuse me. So this 168 area, I don't know if we will hit it, but I think we got a good chance to hit it, or at least try to work our way up to that. So 144, 112, all these three guys. We need to see how far that we can get past these guys, or else we could definitely. Actually, I would be de-risking after what I saw in the weekly. I would consider a possible de-risking until you actually kind of figure out what bottom is. And as long as the weekly's starting to print red dots and things like that, it's looking. So let me go ahead and put you on here. So let's put this into perspective. If we bounce up and then lose it and can't get past 169, or especially if we can't get past 144, it kind of puts 4 cents on the radar, or even lower. It's no 2 cents. 2 cents. So to go from 61 cents down to 2 cents, that would totally suck. I don't know what would make that happen, but that could happen. That's a lower low than what we had before. And now the low, here's something. Now here's where I'm finding the real confluence, I really think. Let me take this one off for a minute. We'll keep that for a dire situation. This is our 113. I could definitely see a situation where maybe we bounce, because it's trying to get bullish right now. And then we might roll over. That's around 37 cents. Now that looks probable. So we either need to get above these guys and hold it, or we're in danger of coming down and touching that bottom that we have before IOP. That would suck, but that might happen. And then from there, well, I mean, maybe the narrative will come back and she'll get, and maybe she can make some gains, but it kind of sucks. I mean, at some point you got to start looking at her bags and thinking, man, is it worth holding on to some of these? I mean, not to sell them at the very bottoms or anything, but maybe to try to, at some point when things do start coming back and money starts flowing into the market, you know, should we kind of start shifting to something stronger? And it's hard because the only thing that seems to really kind of grab attention, and that's what you need in crypto, seems to be those freaking meme coins. The gaming narrative gets hot, but I've never understood that. I've never that does not resonate with me. It just does not for crypto. Crypto and gaming doesn't resonate with me, but it does with other people, so I try to make money off of it. So some gaming coins, but honestly, I don't think that's, I think anything that makes money, such as finance, DeFi, I think those are the plays. We got a whole bunch of new money coming in. It's going to trickle over to the altcoin sectors, probably Ethereum first. It was the OG, and of course Solana, and then maybe some other chains. But as these DeFi opportunities are growing and developing, some of that bigger money is going to start flowing in there and try to take advantage of some of that liquidity available. And those liquidity, it's going to start trickling over into that. Right now, it's mostly focused on Bitcoin, but it will follow that. And so right now, Ethereum and Solana and those projects and DeFi over there, I think. And Base is considered, well, Base is kind of doing both. And don't forget the Bitcoin layer itself. The layer 2s on Bitcoin. Those are some things that I think have some real good possibilities to actually dig a foothold into this market. And then, of course, you got your meme coins, which we see what they'll do. So if you can get in early on some of the meme coins, like some of the ones that we looked at tonight and some that Haven gave out right there that mentioned. If you want to try to be a DJ, I mean, it may not work. I don't know. I mean, there's no guarantee to any of this, but at least they're at an interesting place where you'd be kind of in, or relatively early versus coming to Floki while it's already at almost a billion market cap. Or what is Floki? Crazy how big that that got. What is Floki right now? Floki's market cap is 812 million. That would be at 800x if this one ever got to that status, which is highly doubtful. All right, let me come over to the chat, see what we're talking about. Sam says, I'm scared to look at websites after I looked up Brett. I only go to them, I do it from Deck Screener and from CoinMarketCap or something like that. And I don't really have any, wallets really. Well, no, I take that back. Well, never mind. We're just going to shut up. How's it going, Sam? Bush on Parade says, my inner degen dog is wagging his tail. I know. TA on Aptos, please. Let's take a look at Aptos. She's been getting hit, hasn't she? Yeah, she took a bad hit. Well, let's clear all this old nonsense up. See what we can make. Oh man. So my concern about Aptos is this is what we got out of it. Now it can make some gains from these bottoms if you look at this as being a range. But from 2023, man, $20. And then a year ago in 2024, close to $20. December. $15. It's just it's losing it. It's losing it. And I think that has to do with the tokenomics. Let's take a look at those real quick. So Aptos has got a $3 billion market cap, bigger than a lot of your brick and mortar buildings out there. There's companies out there, your major companies that you actually depend on for stuff that you use every day. This one, the people that partake in those companies probably have a little idea about Aptos. So a lot of this is inflated, in my personal opinion. All the crypto. All-time high is 1990. All-time low was 2 years ago, $3. So we haven't got back to the all-time low. So that says something. That was 2 years ago, 2022. So we got maximum supply of Infinity. That's a little bit of a warning thing. So they're going to do token burns and control tokens that way, I assume. Total supply, it tells me, is 1.5 billion, which is reasonable. Okay, so that's good. At least it's not 420 billion or something, or even 4 billion or 20 billion, something crazy like that. Circulating supply is 631 million, so that's went up a lot with all the token unlocks and all that. So we're not through most of all of that. There's still some more, but we have got through quite a bit so far. There's still some more unlocks. That's the reason that we're not seeing those new higher highs, in my personal opinion. So with mineable coins, proof of work stuff, that stuff has to be earned and it's gradual release. But with these unlocks, man, they're just timed and just depending on how it's distributed and to who and what, and there's just steady token unlocks coming out of these things until it's all unlocked, man. So this year, let's see, by the time November gets back, there will be approximately 571 million unlocked. So about another 100 million, another 90 million coming over our best phases of this bull run, basically. And what's that going to do, I wonder? All right, so she's down at the bottom of a range idea. Now we can, the easiest thing I think, and a lot of people do that's that fixed volume range. That's a good one. We could fib her out and get with something really close to what we got here. But she should be at a pretty decent area. I don't like the negative momentum that I'm seeing here, but that's what it looks like before it starts looking better. On the daily, we got some good bullish signals happening here. I want to see what the MACD looks like on the daily. Let's check this one out on the weekly. She had... So there's no fresh red dot. We still had one from a couple weeks ago, so that can explain some of the downward selling pressure, I believe. All right, I'm going to jump around just a little bit. Or do I need to? No, let's go with daily. So daily, you got a green dot. It seems to be a little bit hopeful that we're trying to do something. You got something down here that I'm sure that a lot of people, you got a top reversal pattern down here at the bottom, which I'm sure a lot of people are saying, look, shoulder, head and shoulder to the downside. And I'm like, yeah, that almost makes me want to double them to the upside. You did lose some trend line areas, a little bumpy. This is the guy that we gotta, in my opinion, we gotta deal with, the 236. Anywhere under 6.6 cents, in my personal opinion, is a juicy place to accumulate this, especially if you want to sell it at the targets of 10, 11, 12, 13, $14, because that's how we do it. We want to buy things in these lows and sell them higher. And she may only come up here at the 1283, I don't know, before she gets pounded back down again. It seems to be what she does. And so that's the target I would be zooming for in the longer term time frame. That's just a little bit above our value area high. Of course, you always got your 618 Fibonacci guy. So, as far as this weekend goes, though, other than finding some rejection up here around 524, We need to get past this guy here at 488. And definitely, okay, that looks cool. So situation I'd look for, I don't know if it will happen, but if we get back above the trend line, that could be a nice spurt to start taking us up to this higher high. We made a higher low. It's time to start working on a higher high. This is one path that it possibly could take. Others would be to come back down and have to finagle and start, you know, fighting its way up some other way. But I am looking for a surprise little pump this weekend out of altcoins. I don't know for sure that we're going to get it, but I do think so. You got bullish divergence also right here on the 4 hour, suggesting that if nothing else, we should be coming up here to about 518. That's the first target I look for, but I want to see it get above 534 to be bullish. And that's the rule of mine. Otherwise, she can come down to the basement areas and start testing 360 something again, and that would suck for Aptos. That's kind of my take. That's all I got. I like how the moving averages are starting to try to flip, though. I've been mentioning that for quite a while now. It's happening on the 4 hours and some other time frames, lower time frames. It's a slow process, but that's the first steps that we're starting to turn around in the market, my personal opinion. Malice Williams, thank you so much for the super chat, my friend. Asking for 8. That one, now, it's been doing better, right? It's been doing better, but it's got some bad news lately, right? Because they're switching some things around. I don't know. Is it bad news or good news? So Ape was a governance coin, and now Yuga Labs is like, we're done with this. Basically, they explained it as being just kind of useless, and it just creates more drama and stuff than what it's worth. You know, senseless little request or you know, whatever. They put in things for things to be done, and everybody's asking for stupid stuff and stuff like that, and they're like, this is more of a hindrance. So they want to strip it of the DAO. So basically what they want to get rid of is the Ape DAO, which is what this coin does. But I don't know, I'm not sure if they got other use cases for this. I mean, they're trying to do their own chain, so like I think a layer 2. May have to take a bigger look at this. It sounded like they're trying to turn it into something, but they're switching the game up. And since the coin is not dropping, I'm taking that it must be some fairly bullish ideas, because we're up here testing that level that we need to break, and we're on the 4 hour, and the moving averages are pretty far along. They're starting to cross bullish now. This is a good sign. Got a little deviation of trend lines here, and I like this. So let's start looking up here about $1.04. Oh my gosh, are we about ready to try that? I think we are. So $1.04 and $1.25, $1.26 area. Those are our next two places we need to watch. Definitely need to see it get above $1.26. So that's kind of like the main target I'm suggesting to look at right now. Because if she can't, I mean, there's a chance she might come down, find some support, but we got to be on alert for any kind of bearish signs when we get up in this area that might hint that she might roll over and possibly go deeper. So I'm kind of liking this, and I've got to play on this too, and I may try to ride her harder here. Let's see now if she pulls back, because she can. I mean, basically we're looking at the trend line. So retested the 200 moving average here, about 64 cents. We're at 69 or 60, yeah, 68, 69 right now. So pulling back, you know, about a nickel. That could be on the cards here. What would we look like short term? Yeah, it looks like she's trying to, or has been trying to pull back. So actually, I'm going to post this one because I think this might be an interesting. Not exactly a setup at this point, but more of an idea to watch, and I think it's worth, because that's 51% gains. $100 turns into $150. $1,000 turns into 1,500. 82% up to that area, so. So, well, I might as well mention that while I'm over here too. Let me do one thing at a time or I'll never get anything done. 8 4 hour. Swing trade idea. Need to break above. Oh man, I don't know the price. What, 76 area? To climb to further targets. Well, no doubt. How else would we get there if we didn't get above that area, that number? So over here in the Telegram group, I actually put out a video. Now I put it on YouTube too because, well, I mean, the response was kind of slow. But I put it over here first, and it was basically breaking down my thoughts on what Bitcoin would be looking like today and going into this weekend, and talking about how I'm expecting altcoins to probably have a nice little surprise run up. Hopefully, it may possibly get kind of bullish this weekend is what we're hoping for, right? But I don't think it's going to. Anyway, I put all that there, but I also put all. It's short. It's short. I kept it short and sweet, 10 minutes straight up, no introductions or anything like that. And then I put it on YouTube, so it's available both places. But I put it there first. And I may start doing some more stuff like that. I don't, just to see what the response is. I don't know. Do you guys in the group, do you like having little video updates like that? Or is that something, because normally I would just do it to YouTube. I'm trying to improve the value of this this trading group. And putting some more, you know, just helpful stuff. There's all kinds of resources there. It's got a ton of resources, free books and video courses and all that stuff over there, and videos. There's a lot of stuff over there, but I'm always trying to add something, you know, like the normal. A lot of the trade setups that I put over there come from the stream. I'm trying to get in the habit of doing some more as I come across them. All right, I'm going through looking on any other coins. I'm not seeing anymore. Okay, good. Okay, well, then I guess we're going to take a look at some that I want to take a look at. So Fart Coin is coming down. We always take a little look at Fart Coin. So surprisingly, that one. Oh, you're at $1 now. So we got a measure move. I got to repull this. We broke a channel. Started getting into this bullish megaphone, which looks like she's starting to work on a partial decline. How far did you come down, Fartcoin? You went to 86 cents? Really? Oh, that was, oh yeah, Thursday drop day, I forgot. When everything was dying. Everybody got afraid over freaking tweets. Which should kind of give you a clue of how weak this market really is. If that's all it takes. And the market makers are able to capitalize on it that easy. You know, the strength's not really here quite yet. So that was a channel measure move that we may be working down to. Basically what I'm trying to do is just fib it out. Okay, so that's what that is. We're at the 0.5. Now that's a good area to bounce from, and we might come back and test it at 0.092. The 618 said about 75 cents. I don't know what this is. I'm taking you off. Oh, you were. I'm not worried about that. I'll leave you there, but it's not a big deal. I see some bullish crosses on the bigger moving averages here. I like that. Fartcoin. I don't know if we'll hit 92 cents again, but she's flirting with, look like she's trying to flirt with doing something here. Let's come down the smaller time frame. You still bearish. I don't know if Fartcoin's going to get a legitimate breakout here or do something and then come back down and test this area again. I'm still kind of eyeballing this area. She could also be doing her little three humpy humps and then a dump over here too. So keep our eyes on it. There was a flag to the upside that did not upside. It's hard for them to upside when they're at resistance. I mean, it's cool if they do and everything. You say, I knew it. I told you. Who did? But most cases when you got a flag and it's at a resistance area, I'm just saying.
Crypto comedy in my digital dreams, living for the moon, or so it seems. Then I found Road Dog with the turkey beak, showing pivot targets every freaking week.
We check out a few other little guys over here. This is Nitro on Ethereum. It's got a $4.2 million market cap, still small. I've been playing this little guy because one of you guys mentioned it to us when it was like dirt freaking cheap. I don't know where it was. I think it was before all this. It was either here or down here. I can't remember. But I just put a little bit in it, and then it went to a little bit more and got to be more, and taking profits and adding into it. It is still a small position, but you know, for throwing $25 into something and seeing it go to 150, that was pretty cool. Imagine if it had been 1,000. I might have bumped the price too much if it had been that. But this one's kind of interesting. Another little meme coin on ETH, small market cap. Here we are with all these good projects and good things that are coming out for crypto. You know, how do you guys feel about this? Let me ask you this question. You know, Circle recently went public, kind of like Coinbase went public with stocks. Circle for stablecoins just went public with a stock offering, which is doing pretty badass from what I understand. I don't even know what the ticker is on it. It seems like a slap in the face to the crypto movement to me. Why wouldn't you just do... I don't know, something different there. But anyway, stable coins, the whole narrative behind stable coins, that is turning into a huge thing. Finally, I kept wondering through the last for all these years, especially, you know, during the bear cycle, I was like, why is the US so against stable coins? That would be one of the greatest things they could do. And now they finally got on board with it. I was like, geez, man, I mean, that whole choke point 2.0 thing, just passing up a gift horse, man, that could help everything. But the stablecoin stuff is growing. It's, why do you want to make money off of $1? Or maybe that's why they had to do it on the stock market. I don't know. But it definitely helped out Tron, and it would help out Caspa if Caspa ever gets stablecoin over there. I keep saying that's what they need to do. Caspa needs to quit freaking around with meme coins and start doing something. Find a way to get stablecoin over to Caspa where you can have wrapped Tether or something, and that's all you get. And then you have a cheap way to move Tether. So will we find a little pump here of Nitro? I hope so. Where you trying to go, Nitro? So that's the 2733 2909. That's with 4 zeros, so dropping a 0. Could you do another, what is it? Another, 170, almost 200% to those targets. Yetham. I do think that is a possibility right there. Let's see, the other one that was mentioned, also in Ethereum, is JYAI. And how's this one doing? This one doing pretty gosh darn good too. Also got in this one down here. Those are the two mentioned from you guys. I would have not had a clue about these coins, and I just got to give you guys a shout out. And I forgot exactly who mentioned this. It's two different people, and if I remember correctly, there was another one of you that had mentioned it before, and I think maybe we looked at it earlier on, or maybe just mentioned it in passing, and maybe I didn't take it serious at the time. You know who you are too, because you mentioned a long time ago too. So I'm assuming you got in it really, really juicy. So imagine, I mean, if they're still in, I mean, look at that. That went up 2,000% from those bottoms, and still up 11x from these bottoms if those guys got in there. Pretty sweet. Were you bouncing? Oh, if you hold that, that would be great. No, that's a 0.5. That's doing. Well, you need to hold that. She's trying to go parabolic, I believe. Maybe that will happen. JAAI, and I don't have the fibs on here to do it justice for a price target. As sucky as that sounds. So we got to do it this way. I think it can go through this target. Oh, you already did that one. No wonder you're pulling back. All right, well, let's look at these targets right now. Just in case she wants to come up just a little bit smidgen. She may be working on her fifth wave right here. And it may be a shorter one. But I got 0.003760, 0.0003, or 0.004720. Oh gosh, I don't want to forget you though. You're the golden ticket right here. And 0.0005180. I gotta make that a different color, or I'll think it's something else. So I can see. Look, there's a flag to the upside, Helen. Didn't you see that? Didn't you see the hidden bullish divergence? Oh, didn't you? It could possibly be a flag to the upside. I just like that it's holding that 0.5 fib area personally, and I don't have a good solid trend line on it other than one that's not been hit yet. So she could still come down. There's a little bit of an angle respecting there. I can go with that. I can deal with that. I can jive with that right now. So yeah, maybe we do got a new. Yeah, I'll take that as a trend line. So break it. It's over. Keep it, and could be going higher. Yay! Bitcoin, what are you doing right now? You're at 104,780. Have you been going up this whole time? Have you been doing some stuff? Have you been trying to improve yourself? Improve your course in life? We're going to take this trend line and drag it over here and see if we got... okay, well, that's what we got so far. These trend lines start maturing, and... I track them until they get somewhere around a 45-degree angle. They start losing that, then I'm like, yeah, you're trying to do something a little bit less, with less momentum, with less excitement, with less strength. You're doing something weak. So she got rejected over here, 6 minute, well, that's old news, and we're trying to go for it again, hopefully. It'd be nice for this V-shaped recovery to make a higher high and get us past 106. That would be great. That would also help altcoins out a little bit, as long as Bitcoin dominance will just take a freaking chill pill, man. Why you gotta be so bullish all the time? I mean, for real. You tease us with these little things. Look, I'm going bearish. Look, I broke a trend line. Oh, I'm retesting it. No, I'm inside it. I'm outside it. I'm inside it. I'm bullish. I'm bearish. I'm fucking with you. That's what you're doing, Bitcoin dominance. Stop effing with us, man. I'm just saying. I don't recommend watching it on the 6 minute time frame. It'll piss you off. me come back to the chat. See what you guys are chatting about. We've been going for 144. Wow, I guess as the 2-hour stream seems to be the norm anymore. It goes by pretty quick. OG1 says, I hear XRP wants to buy it. Is that Circle? Well, we don't want a CBDC. No, we don't. But I think we already got it through Circle. USDC. I think that's our CBDC. Just not, you know, just it's our dark CBDC. There's Justin Crispo. Crytpo will have stable coins this month. Will it? Be prepared. Are they finally doing it? For real? Hey, Grog. When Crytpo? Get stablecoin. What's the skinny? Well, let's do a Grox. Dig up all the latest information. There's no confirmed date for native Crytpo stablecoin, but the ecosystem is gearing up for it. In September 2024, Change deployed stablecoins like USDT and USDC on Crytpo's KRC20 protocol. Did you? Enabling seamless bridging of these assets to the Crytpo blockchain. This move boosts liquidity and sets the stage for broader stablecoin integration. Post on X from June 2025 mentioned a potential meeting between the Crytpo Ecosystem Foundation and a Circle USDC issuer, hinting at further stablecoin developments, but nothing finalized. Consider it an unconfirmed buzz for now. The skinny is Crytpo's high-speed, scalable Layer 1 blockchain using GhostDAG makes it a strong candidate for stablecoin transactions, which I've been saying for freaking a year. But no, they wanted to go with, what were those stupid meme coins that bombed? With those guys. With claims it's the fastest and cheapest POW out there. The community is hyped, expecting stablecoins to leverage Crytpo's 10 BPS blocks per second upgrade by April 25. And smart contract support by summer. However, volatility and regulatory hurdles could slow things down. Keep an eye on Crytpo's roadmap and major exchange listings for clues on progress. So, Crytpo, let's take a looky. The rollover, the drop, the trend line, the bounce. That's a crappy trend line. There we go. Yep. How you working this out? How you doing? You lost the 0.5. You kind of in danger there, baby. You gotta hold this area. Don't you drop it. Start dropping 8.5 cents. I'm gonna start getting worried a little bit more about Crytpo, because that could put us on track to a smaller price on it. But right now, she's almost, I'm on the weekly, by the way. And what I need to see is that 9 moving average across that 21 bullishly. It ain't got that yet. So price needs to get back above the 9 moving average, which is at 9.3 cents. It actually needs to get higher than that. Or else we're at risk of maybe coming back to retest bottoms or lower. I wouldn't want to go lower. Not saying that that's going to happen now, but we are going to zoom out here and look at this little guy here on the weekly. This is why I recommend that you take a lot of the coins that you are looking at now, check them against the weekly, especially if you got BMC. It's an easy check. Red dot, red flag, warning sign. This may be, it may continue to be a little bit bearish for a minute for Crytpo. So despite the hype and the news that you got, the bigger time frames are still saying she's showing some signs of weakness despite the good news. Maybe she can bounce out of it, but right now the weakness is still there. So be cautious with Crytpo. A retest of the trend line might be in order, or at least a 786 retracement, which would be down here about 6.8 cents. if she does not hold that 618 area that she's trying to bounce from now. All right, so that's what the dailies or the weekly is saying. Let's come down to the daily at Caspa. The daily's trying to get a bounce at that area, 618, trying to get a catch here. Question is, will it hold? And I'm going to say it's got a good chance to actually try to hold. I think it's got a good chance. So we do need to see it get back. We need to see you get back above 10 cents. It should. If it's going to hold, it's got to start working on a higher high, right? And so we'll need to get past 13 cents. The target I would look for would be about 15 to 16 cents on CAS, but if this area does hold, let me tighten you up there. All right, so I'm not going to forecast her dropping just yet. She's just on the table. It can happen. All we need is just a bearish day here. There's still possible of a bearish cross coming, and that's probably why your weekly is being so bearish too. But this weekend, it might get a nice little push up here to about 10 cents. Let's come down to the 4 hour and see what you're saying. Ribbons are trying to flip, and I like that on all the altcoins. So I'm hoping that that's helping reveal the bottom that they should be close to. I don't have a good trend line to comfortably say, hey, look at our new trend line. So we got to see. All right, so if Caspa starts getting some stable coin, that would be great. Then we could probably start seeing Caspa probably gain some ground there. I like Caspa, and Caspa was very big about 2 years ago. Was it 2 years? Wow, that time has went by. Maybe it was last year too. I don't know. I thought she started. Didn't you start petering out somewhere when everything else was getting really bullish or something? Was that last year? I guess it was last year. It was last year. Gosh, I'm losing track of it. So a year ago was when Caspa was really starting. No, you're through 23 and early 2024. Okay, it was in 23 because I was playing you when you were down here somewhere at these juicy prices. How far back in 2023? Okay, so for the last 2 years, it just took you 2 years, or it took you a whole year to get up to 20 cents. Okay, I guess, I don't know. So the only thing I don't like about Caspa is that it has 28 billion. Which gives us the slow molasses price move that we've come to know and love out of Caspa, and gives us saturation points to where she'll reach a point and get saturated, and we just can't get past it, and that will continue to be a resistance area. So getting past 20 cents is going to be the real challenge. And so I suggest there was a lot of resistance up there between 18 to 20 cents, and I don't know. It should make it past it this time or not. Stablecoin news would help. Adam and Eve on the 15. Is it at a bottom? Well, on the 15 minute. I'm not so concerned about the 15 minute as I would be the possibility of that one. And is this what you're calling Adam and Eve? I don't call that an Adam and Eve, but I do call it a possible double bottom. And that when it comes to double bottoms, basically, if you follow me long enough, you'll hear me say that. Well, one thing that does, regardless of how you look at them or call them, whether it's Adam and Adam or Eve and Eve or how, because those are real things too. They all make channels, and the measure move is the same. So you will never go wrong by saying it's in a channel. And so that does take us up to that 10 cent area if we break out of that. But yeah, I do see it's all about the neckline. But an Adam and Eve, it's more of like a V-shaped recovery with a rounded accumulation. And it's easy to force patterns, and that's a bad habit to get into. But I mean, the whole reason behind patterns is that the price action is not so much the shape, but the shapes are telling you a certain story that's happening. And so the different ones, they tell a little bit of a different story. And so with this one, with straight lines rather than being a slow accumulation, that is a little bit of a different thing. The thing that makes the Adam and Eve such a powerful thing is that it's got a rounded accumulation. That means a lot of people purposely slowly accumulating, not to drive the price up, so that they can get it to the point and make it blast off. That's what you want to look for. That's why you don't want the dagger bottoms. You don't want a lot of pointy points with your Adam and Eves, or even with your cup and handles. Those things are not really talked about. As long as the shape looks something like it, we squint our eyes and call it that, and then we go for it. But you can always be safe, in my personal opinion. I always like to throw this stuff in with the channel idea. You ain't gonna go wrong with the channel. It's going to give you the same results, and you don't have to sit there and bicker at, is it this one or is it that one? I don't know, because it all matters with this area here. You're either going to go up there and break it, or you're going to start forming something else. Oh look, now it's an inverted head and shoulders. It could do that, or a triple bottom, however it wants to line up. So there's still lots of possibilities. What I would recommend, though, is just zoom out a little bit and look for a trend line. That's what's really going to matter, because that's going to be some resistance right up here. And we got a lot of confluence. 10 cents, baby. She's going to have some trouble there. She could get past it. She gets past 10 cents, then we are looking right up here about 12 and a half, in my opinion. Doesn't have to be yours, just mine. Uh-oh, what we got? Alvy Manina, number 1. Yay! All right, guys, let's take a look at Bitcoin that rising steadily higher as they get us all psyched up and playing the well games for the weekend. Not quite got a breakout of the wicks there. I'd expect that to come. I put that there just so I won't get too bullish. Because if I take it from bodies to bodies, it looks like we already got a breakout and a retest. You see that? So she's starting to look bullish, but we got to be just, what's the word? I'm like cautiously optimistic. Here on the 1 hour, look at this. Look at the movement averages: 800, 600, 360 in proper order. Although this one's they're losing some momentum. So we need some good price action. We need to get above that. We need to make a higher high. If we do that, that'll straighten these guys up, and then we can hopefully start seeing ourselves be a little bit more bullish. Here on the 1 hour, the 200 is starting to early stages of a possible U-turn. That's bullish AF. She's not trying to do a bearish cross over the 800. The 9 is already did a U-turn. The 200, the big 200 on this time frame, is trying to do it. So I do think that they are trying to get us all. They're trying to suck us in to chase price this weekend, and hopefully you guys are all set up to be taking profits instead of chasing. And that's what's going to make the difference. All right, so just like with Casper, we got areas of resistance ahead where they can come in and rain on. Oh, could we finally hit 107? Somehow I doubt that I'm going to get my 107 target. I think they'll just go right up, just right, probably about 106,999 and say, you suck, road dog. They do that. I don't mind. I don't take it personal. I just sell cheaper. That's all. So I'm watching for the possibility of getting us bullish and then trying to roll us over a little bit. I don't know. We'll keep our eyes out. She does need something mega bullish. We'll be right in there with it. But it's going to be a fun weekend to get paid, in my personal opinion. We're hoping. All right, guys. Happy trading. See you tomorrow. Tomorrow night, at least. We'll see if I post anything during the day. I don't know yet. See you guys. Thanks for hanging out.
Neon's my wave, I'm rewriting the game. Neon bull run light.
Hey, Brave Expanse. Oh, is my microphone on? Oh, it is. Hey, good to see you. Altcoin season started today. There's a song for us. I've been trying to think of an idea. Yeah, I don't have anything doing with an altcoin season. That's a good idea, Haven. See what I can come up with.
Turn to light. I'm riding this gleam. Every crash I dodge, every win supreme. Crypto's my
Thank you, guys. All right, 2 hours. We've knocked that out. I swear one of these days I'll get the stream down to an hour. Good night, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. God bless you. And I hope you're killing it in this market. And if the market's been mean to you, I hope it starts treating you better, because there will be a point in this market where no matter what you throw money into, it seems to want to go up a little bit anyway, if nothing else. Might be a little bit. Well, some of these coins are just going to have trouble anyway, but for the most part, I mean, we're getting closer and closer, and it's been a very, very, very long wait. But we're almost there. Good night, everybody. Good night, John Boy.
rising through the dark, I'm flying high.